Hey everybody, this is Doing Lines. This is the sports betting podcast where we bet on a little bit, kind of not really the sports of the sports, but kind of the sportsier parts, just not the normal bets. I'm your host, Kyle Ayers, joined as always by my co-host, Austin Huff.
Kyle, it's not football related, but Cody Bellinger was traded to the New York Yankees, and you know the fight that we have put on for the last 2 years to get Cody Bellinger to update his Twitter bio. And I regret to inform you that we have fallen short of that goal. Obviously, he still could, I guess, to the New York Yankees. But
he would be skipping the team.
Yeah, his Twitter bio says he is a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers, including his Twitter photo and his Twitter banner photo. So
Does
congratulations.
He still tweet?
No, he hasn't tweeted in like 2.5 years, which I think coincides with the updating of his bio.
We're not sure, and the jury's still out if there's any relation to that. Well, rest in Dodge.
Rest in passwords. R.I.P. Rest in passwords.
R.I.P. Putting the ass and rest in passwords. Everybody. If this is your first time listening to Doing Lines, what happens is we have a new guest every week. We give them $1,000 of fake cash that they get to wager across a bunch of pretty dumb bets to try and win money for a charity that's fake of their choice.
Emphasize on fake. Yeah,
we
cannot
should
emphasize fake enough because we don't want any lawyers coming after us.
So we'll give some quick examples. These aren't your normal over 20 yards or does Travis Kelce score a touchdown. This is the how many shots of Jackson Mahomes do we see him lurking in the back like Trump's youngest kid, or like these people are too tall.
Yeah,
How many?
They are. Why is the next generation so tall?
It's truly it's absolutely incredible.
Gen XL.
I think Gen X is actually way older. These are Gen Z.
Yeah, wait a minute. They're older than us. Yeah, never
Gen
mind.
Z. How tall that kid is?
There it is.
I wish the worst clip of Jackson Mahomes on the internet was him going, "My suitcase." These kids are too tall. They all look like when Conan O'Brien would shove celebrities together to make a kid and Photoshop it in like the 90s.
Oh yeah,
that's what like Jackson looks like. Looks like if Patrick Mahomes and Gumby had a kid, and it's like Barron Trump looks like like if you weirdly digitally pushed them together. You could clearly see the genes, but you wish they came in a more organic manner.
Conan O'Brien born two generations too soon because he would fit in perfectly with Gen Z. He is
being very tall for the people he's around.
Yeah. I like Conan O'Brien. I knew how tall he was, and yet every time he stood up, still scared the absolute crap out of me. Like it was terrifying. It was like a deleted scene from Jurassic Park.
I mean, he's so okay. So, what are some other bets that we have? Like, we had Eddie from Barstool on last week, and I will let you know that Eddie lost $2,200 for the Beef Cup Foundation, which was trying to get jock straps and cups for athletes who needed these in rec sports.
$2,200.
$2,200 was lost. We'll go through some of the bets we had last week, just so you guys can kind of see where we're coming from. The Bills and the Lions. These are two that played last week, and these are two logos that are blue animals jumping. So we had a bet over under 1.5 touchdowns where they leap into the end zone, and it was 2. At least I stopped watching. There were so many goddamn touchdowns in that game.
There was a lot of touchdowns.
I was
in that
like,
game.
I can't sit and rewatch this whole. Josh Allen did a straight leap, and then wide receiver, I think, for the Lions also took a leap. And actually the way Josh Allen did it looked like he bet on this and tried to cover it. Like he didn't even need to, and he hopped over like Mario over a gap into the end zone.
Yeah. Right.
So you and I both made some money on that one. The Bills Lions logo mimic touchdown jumps. Then we had the good vibe teams versus the bad vibe teams. Good vibe teams, Lions and Rams and Panthers. Can they win by more than the bad vibe teams? Jets, Eagles, Browns lose by. Because these teams were having the worst energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The good vibe teams lost, had a net of negative 14 points, and the bad vibe teams had a net of positive 7. The Jets and Eagles won, and the Lions lost, and then the Panthers lost by 16. They had great vibes, and they got blown out by the Cowboys of all friggin' teams. So I lost $200 on this one.
It's late in the year where good vibes become bad vibes and bad vibes become good vibes.
This
It's
is
kind
our
of like the
witching
witching
hour.
hour of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this bet that had been going for weeks. Do the Chiefs win off some stupid shit? Does the stupid shit continue? And folks, it did not.
I Hey,
It did not.
ding dong, the stupid shit is dead.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, but the Chiefs actually won a game like the Chiefs used to win games.
Yeah.
Like
And this was that game played out like a Chiefs playoff game where everyone's like, that was
yes.
boring, but they're still here. And it would never really felt, I mean, the Chiefs beat the Ravens to go
Yeah.
to Super Bowl last year in like a pretty boring game that they
Yeah.
controlled the whole game that ended with a
Right.
pass to MV fucking S to just
Yeah.
run out a clock. Anyways, Eddie lost.
That was the
He
catch that he didn't drop.
yeah, no, he didn't. He had three incredible catches in the playoffs and none in a whole regular season.
Right,
And then
right,
the playoffs
right.
came around and
Like
people
he's
were like,
saving it.
this is why people think Andy Reid is pranking people
Yeah.
and saving it
And
because MVS had like he literally looked like AJ Brown in the playoffs last year.
yeah, he's the most valuable saver.
He's definitely the most valuable something. And then what happened this year? He went to the Saints and was the best fantasy receiver in the league for a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember his
People
first play was
forget.
like a 70-yard touchdown. Anyways, Eddie lost $2,400 on that bet. He bet on the Chiefs' stupid shit continuing. He locked it in, which is triple
Mhm.
the loss, and so that was an $800 bet turned into a negative $2,400
Poor guy.
victory.
He's down in the cellar. A couple of Chicago guys
Yeah.
rounding out the cellar, not just in the NFC
Well,
North,
they love
but on
speakeasies so
doing
much in
lines.
Chicago that everyone is
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
behind a bookcase and underneath the Green Mill.
Right. Him and Pat Thomasula are getting cocktails in the cellar of the doing lines
Yeah.
leaderboard.
Everyone has to know the Green Mill is the best bar in America. If you're in Chicago, go to the Green Mill in Uptown.
Green Mill
Um,
is good.
It's the best. And then I really want to cover one of yours because this is the most particular bet of the week. And what it highlights is that while our bets are dumb, our lines are incredible.
It's unreal how good we are at making lines for fake bets. Like it is,
Like over under
it's
one and a half
almost
jumping
scary.
touchdowns, there were two.
There were two.
Here, do bad teams surpass 33 losses wins? This big complicated. We can't even get into that one because that one is so like it's. Here's the one that blew my mind. Skull Vikings. Do the Vikings have a scoring drive over under 14.99 plays?
Hmm. Yeah,
They
because
had
Skull Vodka goes for fourteen
Skull
ninety nine at your
Vodka
local
goes for
Jewel.
$14.99 at your local Jewel Osco. So is
Yep.
there a 14.99
Over
play
under.
drive over under? So there is a scoring drive. You specified.
Yes. Yes. I did
Do they have
specify
a
scoring
scoring
drive.
drive? The Vikings had a 13 play scoring drive and a 15 play drive that ended in an interception.
That is incredible. Look at that.
So you
Like
knew exactly where they would go, and they had so
right.
you and I both won some money off that one locking it in. Austin, Eddie lost $2,200 last week. You and I both gained $900,
All
which
right.
means
Look
I
at
am
that.
at 80. No, I guess that put me at $9,040,
Okay.
and you are at 5112.
Okay. I'm still way behind you. I love that like I gained $900 and I didn't gain any ground on you. And
And we made our money in different ways, which is the craziest thing. Like
poor Eddie, not
yeah.
only did he lose money on doing lines and now he's in the cellar of doing lines, but he was at the Monday night game where the Bears did absolutely nothing.
Yes, but I do think he went and got a Juicy Lucy like we talked, so maybe he got a little bit of something out of this.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Negative 2,200 does put him into second to last place, which means our basement is filled exclusively with Bears
Of
fans.
Chicago.
Uh, so I don't know, man. Aside from the bets, I don't know if too much really stood out to me this week. The Chiefs played a pretty normal game. The time is a flat circle.
Mhm.
Josh Allen is putting up massive numbers and beating the Chiefs in the regular season while Mahomes gets a high ankle sprain.
High ankle sprain. Yep. Yep.
Everything is
It
lining up
literally is.
perfect while the Ravens are putting together a good season.
You know what this
Everything,
is? It's last season. Last season was Home Alone. This season is Home Alone Lost in New York.
yeah,
It's the same exact premise and plot as last season, just with a few
yeah.
minor changes.
Well, the high ankle sprain was even the one against he got against the Jags in the playoffs and came back and beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. It's so weird. And now, I mean, they're even like I don't know. It's this thing. The one thing that's interesting to me about the NFL is that there's a lot more trades than I feel like there used to be, and there's a lot
Hmm.
more late season acquisitions. It feels a little bit like how baseball is,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
a lot of guys they sort of platoon up a cavalry if you're good and sell off if you're bad. Versus it used to just be you kind of played out your contract,
yeah.
and no, but I don't remember too many big trades and big acquisitions and all this weird stuff. It feels like guys are getting really good at controlling the salary cap for the future.
The NFL used to be the sport where it's like when is the trading deadline?
Was there
Oh,
that?
oh,
And they
it,
pushed it
oh, it
back.
was oh, it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I was
And
just
I
making
think
sure because I
most importantly, Austin, of anything, I had a bye in my fantasy playoffs because I was the number one seed, so I'm still in it.
oh look at you, dude.
And if
Um,
if there's any way to get people to continue listening to your podcast, it's breaking down your fantasy
I
team.
was gonna say we've hold on. New segment that we're breaking out this week, emails. So we got emails from our listeners. This one from Chad in Boise,
This
Idaho
one's from
says,
everybody at once.
yeah, yeah. It says, hey Kyle, how's your fantasy team doing? This one from Mark in Dallas says, hey Kyle, just curious how your fantasy team was doing.
Good. I
And then we
mean, you
got
can't lose
this.
when you have a bye, but if I had not had a bye, boy, would I have lost. You ever do that math? You're like, I'm not playing this week. I guess I can still add up the point. It's not like Lamar Jackson didn't play because I had a fantasy bye. Although he had a great game. Cooper Kupp apparently didn't play because I had a fantasy bye. I don't know. We're in the weird time. I like the end of fantasy because it's also dudes sitting, dudes not sitting, guys playing
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
It's such an odd time. I cannot believe it's NFL Week 16. I can't
I
believe it.
um
I
I
cannot believe it.
it I can. I as a Titans fan, yeah, man, I have lived every single one of those
Would
16
you
weeks.
rather the Titans win out and have a worse pick and look good, or
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. That
always?
whatever. I don't even care what the alternative is. I want some sort of hope going
Because
into
I
next
really
year. And
do
right
think a
now,
lot of
there
that
is none.
momentum. I think reading into that stuff works a lot, and a lot of that
Yeah,
momentum carries
I
over.
and
I really, really, really think it does.
people make such a fuss about draft picks and draft status. And if you were the number 3 pick into the number 9 pick, like, yeah, sure, there's maybe a discrepancy there at the top. But the draft is won and lost through
I think you're right.
rounds.
I
But really,
think
the
the
second day,
bulk of
the second
teams,
and
I think
third
it's why the
day.
Chiefs are so great still because you're like Pacheco, seventh round pick. Every
Yeah,
defensive back they have, fourth,
right.
fifth, sixth round pick. Snead, third round pick. Like they have McDuffie, who's great in the first round. They have Mahomes, who's great in the first round.
Hmm.
Kelsey, not a first round pick. Tyreek Hill, not a first round pick. Chris Jones, second round pick.
Yeah.
Like it is the bulk of what is great is being able to have cheap contracts on above average players.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So to me, I think it is people overemphasize that and
Yeah.
draft capital. People like love the draft more than they should.
Yeah.
Because really what
Well,
you are,
I like the combine. Let's see how fast those boys are.
yeah, yeah, seriously. And like, it's like, why do you do the combine? Why do you do the draft? To win and see a good product on the field every week.
Yeah.
But then if your team loses so many games in the first half of the season, you want them to just lose every game from then on out? Why?
Yeah.
That's the whole
Yeah.
point. Like people have almost made, especially fans of bad teams, have made the draft and the combine mean more than the actual games played in the regular season. So that's why I answer the way I do, where I would rather see my team play well in actual games
Yeah, because then
before the season runs out.
it also feels like then maybe the drafts that have happened are panning out versus the
Exactly.
hypothetical of one that maybe
Exactly.
could.
That's
Give
the
me
thing. And
something real in my hands over the
it's
idea
the
of what
whole
something could
reason you
be.
draft. Yeah, it's the
Because
whole
if you think
reason
about
you,
like the Packers were a team that ended on a really good note on a season, and boom, here they are riding that momentum out. The Lions ended on an upswing, riding that momentum out, versus like the Dolphins and versus other teams that sort of like flubbed away and are now
yeah,
figuring it out. The Rams kind of are an odd, but it's like, yeah, give me the momentum, give me something to look forward to, give me something like okay, there's a real thing here
yeah,
and then build around it. I agree.
yeah.
Anyways, we got a
That-
great episode today. I don't want to
we do have a great episode. Great guest.
harp too much on what's going on. Cannot believe it's already week 16 of the NFL season. No idea how many they play.
Yeah, it's somewhere in like the 16 to 20 range.
I'm sure that it will change even next year and be more.
It probably. Look. Roger Goodell like a cartoon character has dollar signs for eyes right now.
Yeah,
if
he
you
does. He's
look it
like
up.
it's like he's pulling his ear like a slot machine handle.
So
Great guess.
let's go
Anyways,
ahead and get let's
here we
ahead
go.
and
Let's
get
lay
to,
out our bets and let's see where we're at. And thanks for listening.
yeah. We are joined now by look. If it wasn't for Rich Eisen, this man would be the Rich Eisen Show. So I'm just gonna, and you know what? As a former sports talk radio producer, I'm gonna go ahead and give him all the love for the success of that show. You guys know him. You guys probably know him as the 2009 Maine Press Association Sports Columnist of the Year for his work at the Journal Tribune, which I know sounds like a generic name for a made-up newspaper that Chris probably set up just so he could win that award, but it is a real publication. And if you don't know him from that notoriety, then you probably know him as the runner-up of the Cub Scouts Soapbox Derby twice.
Yes.
He is Chris Brockman. Chris, how are you, man?
Hey, guys. Great to be here. First off, let me just say, yes, I was the 2009 Maine Press Association Sports Columnist of the Year when I was at the Journal Tribune. However, the Journal Tribune no longer exists.
What?
Oh, come on.
You're telling me a news publication went under?
I'm telling you that a small local newspaper that covered 7 high schools, a couple of minor league teams, and a Division III college eventually went under after 100 or so years in publication, serving the great people of Southern Maine. I don't know what that means about me or my career, but yeah, it's certainly something. The certificate is around here somewhere. You know, it's funny. After that, I got awarded that after I had moved out here to Los Angeles in the late summer of '09, and then all of a sudden, my old editor was like, "Hey, you won." And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, do you have an address where I can send your certificate? And I'm like, yeah, sure. What are you going to do with well, we hung it on the wall. I'm like, oh, nice. Thank you.
That might be why it's under, the fact that people who moved away are still winning all of the awards for the publication.
It was hysterical, but I mean, I enjoyed my time there covering high school sports. Nothing like freshman girls tennis, guys. Let me just say.
Well, look, I'll say this. I was in Portland, Maine in late September earlier this year, and there wasn't quite the buzz in the air as I'm sure there normally was.
You didn't go to a Trailblazers game?
No,
Portland, Maine.
Maine.
Yeah, no. I just mean go watch one at a bar.
I did, when my wife did say we were going to Portland, I did get excited because I was like, oh, cool.
They like to do that thing in Portland, Maine, where they tell you that the other Portland is named after them, and you want to be like, but what have you done since then?
We moved to Maine when I was 12 in 1993, and my dad was like, "Hey, we're moving to Portland," and I'm like, "Oh, sweet!" Like we were living in Alaska at the time. I'm like, "Oh, Oregon, that's not that far." He goes, "No, Maine." I'm like, I don't even know where that is.
That's barely on the same map.
Was your family just playing four corners with the country?
Dude, seriously, my dad was in the Coast Guard, so we bounced around coast to coast.
Okay.
So
the Coast Guard in Alaska, that is a lot of nooks
in our great country. Yeah, I've been all over the place.
Wild. Man. Well, that's I don't know so much about Portland, Maine. Portland, Oregon was almost called Boston, Oregon. That's another fact that I know.
Wow.
They let them vote whether they would be Boston or Portland, and they chose what. No one cares about this. This isn't even information for anybody else. We got sports bets.
I don't even know how you have this much information.
That's all of the information about Portland, Oregon.
I've only been to Portland, Oregon. I know that they have that cool carpet in the airport.
I'll tell you, I went to Portland, Oregon. There's the carpet in the airport.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
that's all I know.
The most Portland thing that has ever happened to anyone happened to me, which I feel like happens to all of them every day. I was staying with my friend. We went on an art fair in her neighborhood. And you walk around the neighborhood and go into people's homes where they show you the art they're making. Right? This already sounds like ChatGPT is inventing Portland.
This is a Portland. Oregon.
In someone's house, there was a guy who painted Dungeons and Dragons minifigurines that he would sell, millions of them everywhere. And they're he's like the guy who fixed Woody in Toy Story. You know what I mean? Who's got the crazy glasses and everything.
Who looked like Newman from Seinfeld.
Exactly, yes. And so I'm like, this is so Portland. I'm in this guy's house looking at minifigures, and then both of his birds walked out and said hi. And this is 2 cockatoos walked in and were like, hello. And so now I'm like, look, I can't buy a Dungeons and Dragon figurine from a bird. Like, I just can't.
I guess that's
a rule you've always lived by.
one bird walked
Oh,
out, but
both birds.
both birds were like, "Hello."
I'm just a big fan of the phrase "both birds walked out." I think is just a
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
And then they were like, "Hello," and I'm just like, you know what? I got to go to any other house. I'm
Yeah.
sure this is great, but I can't be. I can feel.
Fantastic.
I can just, feel my pants getting tighter and my bicycle becoming a unicycle as I spend more time in this home.
Yeah. Well,
We got to
Chris,
get to these bets.
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
we
get to
should
it.
we
Let's get
should
to it. I'm excited. What do we got?
we
It's
should point
week
out
16.
that Chris's girlfriend Sarah Tiana was on the show last year, and she scored $1,000 of fake money.
Wow.
So Chris, if you weren't technically challenged, but
Jeez.
if there ever was a challenge, I would say if you want bragging rights within the house, that is one
Oh man, I
to
can already
top.
see how this is gonna go. We're in like a super contest, like a fake super contest that we're doing, and she's in first right now out of like
Yeah.
75 people. And I haven't been really hearing at the end of it the last couple of weeks, so I can only imagine what's gonna happen if I
Now
don't
we have you
win.
participating in a thing she already succeeded at.
That she already was dominant at, so
Yeah.
that's great. It's bad
Now,
enough that my like old pickup basketball rec leagues is like fodder for her stand-up material. Now I gotta endure this.
yeah. Now we are all people of means. Obviously, you live. Two of us live in Los Angeles. I in Chicago, and we're all very well off. So because we make so much money on the regular, we like to in turn donate the fake money that we win on
Yes,
this podcast to
I
fake
love this idea.
charities. So, Chris, is there a fake charity that you will be playing for
Yeah,
this
this is
week?
my fake charity is the John Henry Broke Billionaires Foundation. Now, this is because John Henry, of course, you guys obviously know, is the owner of the Boston Red Sox, and he is a billionaire. He's worth several billions of dollars, but he is so broke that he
Mhm.
can't pay any
Hmm.
players on
No.
the Red Sox or
Mhm.
use any of his dollars to convince anyone to come play for
Yeah.
the Boston Red Sox. Now, this started, a few years ago when he just couldn't find enough dollar bills in the couch cushions of his private
Mhm.
jets and luxury yachts to give Mookie Betts what he so far deserved, which and then led to him being traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers for every single player acquired in that trade by the Boston Red Sox is no longer affiliated with the organization. Meanwhile, Mookie Betts just won his second, well, second with one first without an asterisk. 2020 obviously has an asterisk. Third overall World Series championship with the Los Angeles Dodgers total, and he's on his way to the Hall of Fame. So yes, I'm playing for all the broke billionaires out
It's
there, specifically Mr. John
it's a
Henry.
worthy cause. I
Yeah,
mean, it's just got to
it's
be
so
hard to
noble.
find any of your billions of dollars to convince people to play for one of America's great franchises in a historic ballpark in a great city.
Look, times are
Yeah.
tough for billionaires everywhere these days. I totally
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
And so, it's up to us, the little people, to play for them so they can, again, make our sports teams great again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, I don't know if you have to look this up or not, but I do believe that owner of the Chicago Cubs, Tom Ricketts, is a member of said club, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, look, I think was it Slider who said the list is long and distinguished. Uh, and so the broke billionaires. I'm
Well,
Look,
happy to play for all of them. Honestly,
it
yeah,
is.
there's
It
enough
no,
fake
it's
money to go around
there really
for these
is.
guys. Yeah.
And I think, have you
yeah,
ever tried to explain spending in baseball to someone who doesn't get it? And you're just like, no, yeah, they could.
yeah,
No,
Like, well, why don't they pay him? And you're like,
oh,
yeah,
it's
I mean, they
great.
could.
People point this. Oh, well, we're a small market franchise. No, 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 no. Your owner has a small brain and doesn't want to spend
Right.
any money because
right,
Right.
right, right,
Right.
he's a
right.
cheapskate. Like
There's,
every
yeah.
single team could be the Yankees, Dodgers, Cubs,
Uh-huh.
what the
Yeah.
Red Sox used to be. The Orioles, the Padres. Like anybody, they all could do it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
just
and you would
choose
think
not to.
businessmen, yeah, businessmen more than anyone, owners of franchises would know. It takes a little bit of money to make a little bit of money.
Yep.
You spend for a guy, he brings wins
Yeah.
puts butts in seats, and then the merry-go-round, just the cash cow keeps printing out money.
That's right.
Well,
That's how
when
it
you really
works.
think about it, trickle down economics just meant more coins fell in Scrooge McDuck's pool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, right,
trickling was
right,
just them from the edge of his diving board, which is, let's not get into the physics of jumping into a pile of coins.
No, 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 no. Please, if you have if you're a billionaire listening to this
Yeah.
show and you have a vast arena full of coins, please don't do that. Please don't.
No, no, it's yeah.
Counterpoint, film it.
Oh, yes. I
I'm
see
sure
that.
you
That's great
could. I'm
content.
sure you could leverage the town that your city is in to give a tax write-off for you to build your pool of coins
Yeah.
on the other
There's
side of the Missouri-Kansas border, Mr. Hunt.
there's a lot of White Sox fans listening to this being like, Jerry Reinsdorf, please jump into a vat
Yes,
full of
please.
coins.
No, please. No, please do it. Please.
Well, that is so. I have endlessly, just not endlessly, but like recently been explaining. Well, how do the Dodgers have all of this money? And I'm like, well, everyone has all of it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Dodgers
It's just
guy just said
they
he'll
all
give
do.
some to those guys if they work for him.
Like, hey, would you like millions and millions of dollars to come to Los Angeles and play baseball? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, no, but no one ever put it that way before. Yes, yes, I would like to do that.
yeah.
And the only question
All
they
right.
ask is how near Disneyland, and there's a very good right or wrong answer to that question.
Yes.
Yes,
Very
yeah. It
near, and
depends
they're
on
like,
which LA. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
well, we've
All
got
right, well,
I got
Chris,
6 bets plus a bonus one
yeah.
today.
Cannot wait.
Mhm.
Let's see what we got.
We hit the rules, $1,000. Feel free to have more random money if
Okay.
you have it. Do anything you want to do. I'll go through my bets. This actually we have to know because I don't want to be like but I do watch pretty regularly everything you guys put out with Rich Eisen,
Oh,
and
thank you for that.
I don't consume a ton of sports media. If you I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a lot, and
Including this.
some would say too much, but that would only be someone who's correct. And I follow closely the weekly "Are the Chiefs lucky?" and dialogue that comes up. That actually we had the do the Chiefs win off stupid shit bet. That was a running bet going for a long time. That actually just ended last week.
Yeah,
So
we do a Friday staple. What's more likely? And that is routinely a topic where I say, oh,
yeah.
what's more likely? The Chiefs win in the most unbelievably lucky way, or blah 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 blah.
Or just sort of what mostly happens to most teams most of the time happens.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But it was a coin flip this year. So this is our first week, I think, that we just have no. I don't know if Austin has one. No straight Chiefs bet on stupid shit. I'm gonna let him
Okay.
Yeah.
ride them off. So
Yeah,
I got this
we also
bet.
had a Will Levis meme bet
Yes.
for
Oh,
most of the
man.
first part of the season, and that one
It's
kind of
been
died
trying to
down
force its
after
way
a
back
while.
in. It has
Poor
been trying
Will.
to force
It
it back
we
really
pouring
has
one
been,
out?
yeah.
Are we pouring one out for Will's career? He just got it was announced he's getting benched, presumably
Yeah.
for Mason Rudolph. Yeah, I did see that
Yeah.
he did all that dumb shit on Sunday with his ex-girlfriend, the wannabe influencer in
You know
attendance.
what's
That's
funny?
never a good look.
He played like shit at the beginning of the year because he was dating said girl who I think she's an ex-bachelorette contestant or something.
I mean, we all are
And
at this point.
that's true. Yeah, we were all. I was on
There've
season
been enough
19. I don't know
seasons of
about
that
you guys.
show.
Yeah, yeah. And then
I'm a
and then
paradise guy myself.
I she shows back up, goes to her first game. They're broken up for a long time,
Right.
and he put together his worst game of the season on Sunday.
And that's saying something because
Yeah.
he's been god awful.
Yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
unquantifiable bad, but somehow we were able to actually the numbers on this one point to quantifying it.
Yeah, yeah.
So here we go. I got some going. The first one's a
Okay.
simple one. This is called Lions by Tigers over Bears. Oh my. Do the Lions beat the Bears by more points than the Bengals score?
Oh, I love these. I love
Lions
these.
by Tigers over Bears. Oh my.
Okay,
The
so who do
the
the
Bengals are
Bengals
playing
have
the
this week?
Browns.
Bengals are playing the Browns.
And who knows who will start for the Browns?
Yeah, it seems like Jameis is getting benched as well.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, who knows? You never whoever was the first person to say Jameis Winston is the best starting quarterback if it's not for your team is just the most accurate
Yes.
thing. I
Yeah,
want him to
Yeah,
play
he's
every
fine.
game, and I never
Yeah.
want it to be for the team. that I'm
Never,
rooting
never
for.
want it to be. He should be one of those guys like when you're a kid and you're like, oh, I'm all-time quarterback. Like
Yeah.
Jameis should just be all these teams that have terrible quarterbacks, like the Browns, but the Titans and
Yeah.
the Falcons kind of. Jameis should just rotate every week and just play
Like
for
he
all
can
these teams.
be
Yeah,
on no
yeah,
team.
yeah.
He's like a floater. Anyone can put a claim in on him to
Yeah.
start that week anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then not. I love that. So just let the
Jam-
league pick up that tab.
Okay,
we
so
knew
I like
Jameis-
this. I like
We
this
knew
one.
Jameis was in for a career when his very first pass attempt was a pick six.
It was a pick
you're
six,
just
yeah.
like, yeah.
By the way,
And
you
it's
know who
like,
else
oh,
did that? Brett Favre. So it's like kind of
Oh, yeah.
fitting. That's how that worked out. Okay,
Well,
so
Jameis,
do I have to answer now?
No, you don't have to answer now. You can hear them all and
okay.
see what you like. That's
All
the next
right, I like
one.
that one. I like that
Is the Bills are playing your Patriots.
one. Oh my god,
and-
it's like 60 to 10.
For some reason, this
that.
game has been flexed, into the primetime game. So this game being flexed this week, my bet is simple. Does anyone flex during this game?
Oh,
Like
like
during the
physically,
game, any point?
Does
physically
a Josh
flex.
Allen truck? Does a
Yeah.
sack flex? Does anyone flex during this game? That's my second one. My
Wait, and
third.
I only have 1,000 fake dollars to bet because I'd like to put 1,000,000 on that.
I mean, we've had people find some lying around. If you have couch cushions on your private jet, you want to dig in, you're more than welcome to
True.
bring extra money into
Yeah.
this. I think Pat Tomasulo brought in some extra money. He borrowed money from his wife in the other room one time just
That's
to,
true.
now he's
Yeah.
lost $3,000 this year.
Let me root through my son's
You can
piggy bank.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sarah won $1,000
Just
last
take it
year,
from
so you
her
could probably
charity.
just
Yeah,
take some
Where
of that.
where is hers at? Like, let me just root around here real quick.
Then I have this bet. This bet I really love. Over or under 1.5 teams that win by the amount of wins they have. So
Okay,
do you win?
exactly.
Is your 10? Yes, after the game. So if would the Bills win by 12? Right? Don't they have 11 wins? After the
Yeah.
game,
Yes.
do you win by the amount of wins you have after
Okay.
that game is over?
Okay.
Um,
Well, that's
and so
kind of tough. I look at the
we've got does
schedule.
anyone flex? Yeah, I didn't really look up. We did that one earlier in the season. Now I want to do it when the numbers are bigger on the other side and sort
Right,
of
I
see how.
see. I see
And
what you
then
mean.
the
Well, the
last one
Bills are
here,
definitely. I mean, that spread is what 14. I imagine
it's
it'll
something
get up.
like that.
It's probably going to get up to 16, 17, maybe.
They might beat the Patriots so bad that that one does hit because they just give the Bills more wins.
Right.
They're like, we give you 6 wins for this game.
Well, they announced that the Bills are wearing the red jerseys, and I'm like, wait, that's our thing. Like we have the
Yeah.
red, not the Patriot jersey.
It-
You're wearing red.
There've
That's
been this jersey thing recently where it feels like first team who tweets out what jerseys they're wearing gets to wear whatever they want.
right.
And I'm like, I saw the Bills jerseys and I don't like them at all. They look like bad Patriots color rush jerseys.
Right,
And I
exactly.
was just like,
Yeah.
why are you allowed to? You're also wearing white and red. What are the Patriots going to wear? You're wearing all of the colors that the
They're-
teams have.
They're wearing the jerseys that Tom Brady would wear in commercials when they didn't have the rights to the Patriots logos.
right. The jerseys from that Aaron Hernandez TV show where they had to use they weren't allowed to use the logos.
Yeah, well, we're hoping for at least an equal outcome on Sunday. And then we have, so those are my first 3 bets. This one I have as a bonus bet because
Okay.
you're here. This is the over under reaction Monday, maybe on a Tuesday bet. Over under 2.5 of your topics on the next overreaction Monday that Rich Eisen says are not an overreaction.
Oh man, he
Ooh.
loves to disagree and say that they're
He will.
He always
Sometimes
says
he
things are
sounds like a Twitter
overreactions.
reply guy prodding through what you said to find a way that it's an overreaction. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
how someone replies to someone's stand-up clip with "Well, actually."
right.
So I got over under
Community
2.5
notes
of your
version.
topics
Okay.
on
2.5.
overreaction
Okay.
Monday that Rich
generally
says
we
are
do
not.
generally we do eight topics on a Monday and usually 5 or 6 on a Tuesday.
And we'll
So
find
are we
out-
counting
yeah.
Tuesday or are we just doing Mondays?
I'll say both of them. I'll say
Okay.
because you get to let like the injury report and stuff sort of trickle in for Tuesday.
Yeah, kind of react to Monday. Maybe we kind of turn the page a little bit on
And
Tuesday.
this one,
Okay,
so
okay, I
obviously
like
we
that
won't
one.
know the result of this one by the around the Christmas Day games or whatever.
Right, I like that one.
Now we
Okay.
get into there's football every 7 minutes for the rest of the calendar year.
There's
The NFL
so
couldn't
much.
give the NBA a day. Anyway, I'm
No, I
I'm
mean,
furious at the Christmas games. It is.
Really? Oh,
I don't. Not even just because the Chiefs are playing and the short rest thing.
right.
I'm just like, maybe it's because last year they lost on Christmas and I was so bummed. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, come on, Wednesday.
Right. I mean,
Not
the
good
only
for
game
not
that
good
there's
for
not football
not good
is
for
Tuesday,
marriages.
right?
That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, this is a terrible week.
Yeah,
Terrible week.
it's
Like,
bad.
you could get divorced this week with
Yeah,
like
it is a divorceable week. For
literally
sure.
there's the Wednesday game, there's the Thursday game, there's the Friday college football playoff, there's the
Yeah.
3 playoff games Saturday plus 2 NFL games, then a full slate Sunday, then there's Monday, then 2 days later there's Christmas. Like oh my God.
Yeah. Then you're
Yeah.
explaining why there's 12 teams in the playoff now. And then everyone's mad at that. Everyone's going to be mad.
I'm going to go ahead and make my bet on the couch right now. If you guys
Everyone's
don't,
mad.
I'll be right back.
So those are my 4. I've
Hold
got the Lions by Tigers over Bears. I've got the anyone flexing during the flexed game, which could feel like become a reoccurring bet on here. I've got over under 1.5 teams win by the amount of wins they have. This one hit 2 earlier this year, but it was when the win totals were around 6. It was like
Okay.
week
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was
All right,
and
so
then I
I gotta
have
pull up the schedule here.
over after under 2.5 overreactions that Rich says are
Okay.
an overreaction.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna parlay all these together.
It's rare.
Okay.
It's rare that we have a bet that the guest could directly influence.
That's true. That's true. That
That
maybe I'll
is,
put the
yeah.
most on that. I'm just trying to look at the
Yeah, yeah, right.
I'm gonna
I'm
tune
trying to
in and
look
you're
at
gonna be
the
like,
I'm
I
trying to
bet they
look at the
play the Super Bowl
records.
this year.
I'm trying to look at the records. Now, based on how the Chargers could look, the Broncos could win by 10, I feel like, based on how the Chargers looked
It's
last week.
such an incredibly tempting. You can talk your way into almost any
Although
single
that's a
game
short
ending this
week.
way.
I don't see the Texans or Chiefs winning by their win total. Same with Steelers Ravens.
The Chiefs haven't won by
Now,
their win total since they beat the Bengals by 2.
no, the Chiefs finally covered for the first time in 8 games. They were 0 for the last 7.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They look like
The Rams could beat the Jets by 9.
yeah,
The Bills will for sure beat the Patriots. So how many teams do we need to cover this
over
one?
under 1.5.
I really like this one. And then obviously the Lions will beat the Bears. I'm going to take the over on
By
that.
exactly their win total. Not more than their win total.
Oh, by exactly their win
Exactly
total.
their win
Oh,
total.
wow, that's so good. That's so good. The Raiders could for sure beat the Jaguars by 3.
I am obsessed. I wish this was actually an actual bet because I look at this every week. Could the Jacksonville win by 4? Could the Raiders win by 3?
Exactly their win
Could the
total.
Falcons win
That's
by
fantastic.
8?
Could
The
the
Colts could
Titans
for
win by
sure beat the
4?
Titans by 7. The Colts could beat the Titans by 7. If Anthony Richardson remembers he's playing football that day.
Yeah,
Oh.
he plays a little bit like if I'm controlling Jameis Winston on Madden and I don't own
Yeah.
the game.
And you don't know all the buttons, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put $500 on the over on this.
All right, and then Austin's got his bets too, so you can
Okay.
hang on to
Okay.
well, and you even have an extra $1,000 if you want to go into the Sarah's charity
The
pool.
Sarah Fund.
Yeah, we
I'm
want-
gonna
look,
I'll,
your
I'll
secret's
come back
safe
to
with
the
us.
other ones, but since we were looking at that one and talking
Yeah.
about that one, we'll put 500 on the over there.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
My first bet. I'm working on a title: backups or bad ups, or alternate title: QB2 or QB2, however you want to word it. Among
How
four
about QB
quarterbacks-
number 2?
There we go. QB number 2. I like that. Thank you. That's why I have a comedian on this show with me, to partner with me.
That's why I live with
among yeah. Among 4 quarterbacks who started last week: Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, Jameis Winston, and Will Levis. I want to know, how many backups do we see in games this week? Now, for it to count, they have to attempt at least one throw. However,
I see.
Mason Rudolph has already been announced the starter.
Right.
So now Will Levis is the backup. So if he makes an appearance, that will count. I'm putting the over
okay,
under
great. Okay, I see. I see.
of
I
those
see.
4, over under 2.5. So if Patrick Mahomes can't play, then that counts.
Okay. It seems like Las Vegas thinks that Patrick Mahomes is not playing, right? Chiefs 2.5. That feels like.
Oh, I thought you meant like the Raiders.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was like, they're one of the
Antonio
few
Pierce
teams that
has-
knows he is playing when they play.
Antonio Pierce has input.
Did that do the Raiders? I don't want to. The best thing the Chiefs ever did for themselves was lose that game, so the Raiders would give Pierce a whole year.
Oh my gosh. Well, Mark Davis got bullied into hiring him by Max Crosby.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
then
he
he was
should
asked
get
about it
bullied into
today.
going to Max Crosby's barber.
He was asked today, like, "Hey, what do you think about your job status?" And he's like, "I have a contract." You're like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah.
That's what someone who's having a good time says at work.
Jeez. You know what? Interesting.
What else
I
you
got,
got, Austin?
I'm going under 2.5 on that, actually.
Okay. Okay. And then my next bet is called. Well, I don't have a name for this one either. Kyle will probably come up with a funny one after it. The college football playoff is going down on Saturday, head to head with 2 NFL games. The first games of the day are Penn State and SMU kicking off at 11.
Yep.
Gotta love a whiteout in the middle of broad daylight. And then the Texans and the Chiefs kick off at noon.
Right.
Now, we all remember college, right? It was all about, scoring and, who could be the first to score. With the NFL going up against the college kids on Saturday, I want to know who scores first in their respective games, the college kids or the grown men. So based off of how
Like
quickly into the game, time-wise,
Oh,
into
so
the
how much
game,
time is left on the clock when
time-wise.
this when
when the
any
Okay, I like
points?
first
that.
point, any point, who's
I
scoring
like that.
first?
Did
So
you
this is
see
the
how
college
much?
football playoff payoff.
Yeah, did you see how much
There it
snow
is.
was in State College this week? It is going to be cold
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Not that
I
it's
think
not
that
going to be cold in Kansas City,
highs in
but
the 20s. It's going to be a whiteout from the fans, but then also probably a whiteout on the field as well.
Now
yeah,
you're
yeah,
playing
so much snow.
SMU. It's the fan base is going to be a whiteout anyways.
It is. Oh, yeah. Then it's a
Yeah,
whiteout from the visiting fans. Yeah.
fantastic. That's well done.
Uh,
Ooh, that's a good one.
and
Also, the
then
Chiefs tend to do this thing where they don't score quick anymore,
yeah,
but sometimes they give up their only
that's
touchdown of the game, like on the first drive, and then they
Right.
hold
that's
them to
right.
3 points the rest. You'd be like, oh, the Chiefs are losing
Right.
13-0, 8 seconds in, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
just see like Mahomes turn on like the Winter Soldier.
Let's see.
The Chiefs have the chance to be like up 7-0, like 2.5 minutes into the game, and then or it'll be like 0-0 halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah.
All right, you can put me down for 1,000 on the college kids.
Oh, betting on the kids, kind of love it.
I know my buddy who I bet with, he's like, every time I put in college football bets, he's like, really? You're betting
Yeah.
on drunk 18-year-olds to do
Dude,
Teenagers. Yeah,
I used to.
yeah,
I think I even told Austin I had
And
like
I'm
a
like,
bit
yeah,
about
that's
this.
kind of a good
Yeah.
point, I guess.
Like,
Let's do it anyway.
you would just be like, people bet on college. Like, well, I don't know if Vegas knows if he got broke up with.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. I don't
You
know if
don't
I
know
wanna
what's
put
happening to
money.
them.
I don't want to put money on guys who still bathe with shower caddies. You know?
Yes. They walk down the hall.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I
They
think they
have
actually have
shower
like someone who
shoes.
does that for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then my last
We're talking
bet,
to former collegiate athlete right here, Austin Huff. I'm pointing at his jersey.
Hey
over
now.
his shoulder there.
not to brag, former collegiate walk on. I practice hard.
Look at you. I played club
from-
baseball at Syracuse, so I think you have me beat.
Oh, okay. Well, nah, it's about the same thing.
Well, but
Scout
you
team,
said I
club.
played, so that might have Austin beat.
Yeah, I play. Unless we're counting spring games, then I did
Spring
not
game
play.
counts. Spring game
Spring game
counts.
counts. You got your
Okay.
jersey
Spring game
right there,
counts.
Austin.
That's on TV.
I was.
game-
I
spring
would
game
have.
is
I would have
televised.
been the leading rusher in a spring game one year, but my longest rush got called back for holding. Thanks.
Ugh.
Yeah, gotta love referees.
At
in
least
a
you're
spring
over
game.
it.
Yeah, no, that's my one glory.
I
It's
would
my one
never be
glory
over
in
that.
college.
How long was the run?
It was. I want to say it was like 30 plus yards or
Now we're
something. It
talking.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was. I think it was 50. I was there.
Yeah, Mizzou was playing the. Wasn't Mizzou playing the Chiefs? Isn't that why
Yeah.
they called it back?
It was. I was
right.
playing the Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
I was playing the 2024 defense, which was weird because
Yeah.
this was what 15 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. My last bet: Steelers Ravens. I think we all agree is going to be a street fight. The last time these two teams met, they turned the ball over 4 times combined in the game.
Okay.
My buddy Kyle is going to a 1-year-old's birthday party at a pizza place in downtown Chicago during the game. Okay. Which
It's
is
not
more?
me. It's not me.
Yeah, different Kyle.
I was like,
different
wow,
Kyle.
you.
I
Okay,
also
cool.
thought I might have had plans for.
Yeah, yeah,
Wait
yeah.
a second.
Yeah, no, different Kyle.
That's the favorite
Kyle,
part of my life right now is like going to Sarah and being like, well, hey, what are we doing this weekend?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
well,
What did I
there's
have
this,
planned tomorrow?
Got a party at this time, and then we're gonna try to make it to another one at 4. And
Yeah. And now,
and
Liam,
then, and then
is
the
that is
follow
he
up is
from the
always
soccer
do,
team?
Do I have to go?
Yeah.
Is my attendance required?
Do you have my schedule for me?
Oh my gosh. And then having to know what the parents from. Is this for soccer parents or is this school? What is the I don't
Right, exactly. And then just like pretend, it's the thing that's like, hey, oh, great to see you, man. Oh, dude, great to see you again. Not knowing anyone's name. You're
Yeah.
just like, I don't. I
Yeah.
only have so much space, and it's for
Yeah,
sports.
no, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of it goes to sports.
Yeah, it's all sports and
And
movie
you're like
quotes
in an
and
industry with a lot of people you meet once a year.
Right.
And then she's in an industry with a lot of people you see twice every 3 years.
Yep.
And then everyone's expected to remember everybody the whole time.
It's like, no, everyone should wear name tags. All
You
the
don't
time.
remember me from the worst show we ever did at the improv? Like,
Right,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Actually, if it was that bad, you'd remember. But you don't remember me from an average night at the improv lab?
Perfectly regular, straight, boring night that we had like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
1-year-old.
Kyle.
So which is more, the
Okay.
number of turnovers in Ravens Steelers
Okay.
or the number of beers my guy Kyle downs during the party?
Oh, now Okay, follow-ups because I've been to these 1-year-old birthday parties. Is
It
he
is it a
part?
pizza place? It's D Agostino's on Addison
Okay,
in
okay.
Southport in
So
Chicago.
there's not a situation where he could bring his own. It's not at like a park or anything. It's literally at
Mhm.
a an establishment.
Yeah, he's
Um,
not sure if there is an open bar. There could be one,
I
but
feel
he
pretty
doesn't
sure there's
believe.
not
yeah, 1-year-old birthday
at
parties are not open
D'Agostino's pizza
bars.
place in
Yeah.
an
That's what I was
afternoon.
thinking. That's what I was thinking. But he was like, I think there's an open bar, and I was like, dude, it's a 1-year-old's birthday
No,
party.
there
He's
might
like,
be a bar that's open.
Right, exactly. Okay, two different things. Two different things.
Lowercase b, lowercase o.
Open bars. Bar open is not open bar. Man, Ravens fans were all in my mentions today. Man, is there a there is a whinier fan base like, oh, we don't get respect, Lamar
I
this. Like
think
you
it's a
said the Bills are
stat-based
better than us.
MVP discussion type of thing. Is this a
Yeah,
stat
it's
base?
like
It's just it's everyone. Yeah, yeah. No, Lamar's great. No one is saying
yeah,
Lamar's not
Lamar's
great
great.
ever.
And they're like, "Oh, well, you admit the Ravens are a good team." I don't remember ever saying they were bad. Like they're really good at football. I lost
Yeah.
a lot of money betting on them last year because I thought they were
yeah,
really good.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you could come out and just be like, I like Justin Herbert's shoes, and people would be in your mentions like, so Mahomes doesn't have feet.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, wow,
yeah.
dude, you don't like Mahomes' shoes?
He's like, "Oh, and Mahomes' shoes. Oh,
He actually has a charity that has feet.
it's
Yeah,
like, my God,
yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
Rex Ryan likes him. What's
hey,
up, dude?
now
He
we're
doesn't like his
talking.
shoes. He
Now we're
likes when they're
talking.
off.
Now we're talking. Oh man, this is a good one because Najee had a little bit of fumbleitis last week, but Lamar's playing pretty perfect. Derrick Henry doesn't really fumble.
No,
Give
but
me
he did
two.
fumble the last time they met. He did fumble in the
That's
Yeah.
last
So
true.
you've
game.
That's
got
true.
500 left because we're giving you're sort of like those guys who jump in the Salvation Army
Oh
thing and get
yeah,
fined
that's
by the
true.
NFL. You took some money out of the Salvation Army thing on your
That's
way
true.
out.
I did. That's true. I did.
Um,
Oh
c-
wait. Oh,
can,
you do 1,000. I don't know why I was doing like 10,000.
it's all right. You got 50. You got 500 more or you can reallocate it all however you want. We gave
Yeah.
you Sarah's 1,000.
Oh,
We're
okay,
fine with
great.
taking from
Okay,
that
great. So
charity.
wait, I did. What did I? Okay, so what do I have so far? I
You
got
got
500
Okay,
500
so
on.
we.
on 1.5 teams winning by the amount of wins. You've got 1,000
Mhm.
on college kids scoring quicker into their game
Oh
than.
my goodness. So I really went crazy. So let's do this.
Yeah.
I want to play within the rules. I want to play within the rules. So what I meant to say was let's do 50 on let's just slice a zero off of these.
Okay.
50 on the number of teams.
Okay.
Okay.
I want 100 on the college kids.
Okay.
I want 250 on beers.
Ooh. Okay.
Wait, a follow-up question about Kyle. Is he an alcoholic?
He went to the University of Illinois, notable party school,
And he lives in
and still
Chicago.
carries a lot of that with him. Has no children of his own.
Oh, okay,
Um,
fantastic. Yeah, so he's
his
gonna have to
wife
fight through.
does tend to get on him a bit for, coming home drunk. When he's out, when he actually takes those sips of alcohol,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, then party Kyle kicks in.
Okay, great.
So
Okay.
it's a drink with less frequency, but more volume.
But he's out. It's like we're having a Saturday and I'm spending it at this birthday party. We're having some
Yeah.
beers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
I feel
walking
good.
distance to his house too,
Oh,
as
even
well.
better.
That should be.
You just
So
you
I-
can't ask people from Chicago because
We're
they have a
hammering.
different scale. It's like asking someone from
That's right.
Wisconsin
Okay.
if they drink
So,
and they'll be like, no, and that means 6.
so 250, 250 on the beers.
I'm a Wisconsin sober.
So that, yeah, exactly. Are you guys watching Landman by chance?
Uh-uh.
No, not yet.
Oh my gosh, this show is fantastic. And there's a scene, there's a scene where Billy Bob Thornton is at the bar and the bartender's like, "What do you have?" And he's like, "Oh, I gave up drinking like 8 years ago. I'll have a beer." And the guy goes, "Wait, you know that there's alcohol in beer, right?" And he goes, "How about this? I'll drink 12 whiskeys and then I'll drink 12 beers and you tell me which one I'm more drunk as." And the bartender was like, "Yeah, okay. All right,
Touche.
here it is."
Touche.
I only really know this show from like Billy Bob Thornton has the oddest hats while out
He
promoting
does.
it.
He's going with this like beanie over like under cowboy hat look lately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his
and
promotion outfits or something. It's
Yeah.
like he's doing like a Jack Sparrow cosplay.
Yeah, it's instead of Axl Rose, it's like Stirrup Rose.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, so that's 400 allocated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to Kyle. Let's go back to the Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
All right.
Okay.
This one was, do the Lions beat the Bears by more than the Bengals score, right?
Yes.
This is an emphatic yes. This is 200 on the Lions. For sure. Offense is cooking.
Okay.
Jahmyr Gibbs is going to win so many people their fantasy leagues in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean they would be to me in my head this is like Lions win 30-6 or lose. That's
oh,
like I
really?
could just see some crazy, but they don't feel like the type of team that would implode
No, definitely not.
because if they
And
would
you've
have
watched,
they would have done it already
and the thing
completely.
is like you've watched the Bears play football, so you know that they're terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And now they're
Uh,
Hey, well, and the
terrible with
Lions,
nothing to play for.
Lions, the only team this year that have beaten a team by 38 points on multiple occasions this season.
Yeah.
So,
it's like
yeah.
they're like a college team back in the day, running up the score so they can keep their high ranking.
Right. They're trying to like he thinks it's the BCS.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
no. We need to have better point differential.
All
And
right,
what
so we
was
go.
and then what was your other one?
Does anyone flex? And then the overreactions, over
Oh
under two
yes.
and a half
Okay. Okay. So
overreactions.
so I'm at six. What am I at? 600 total.
600 total. Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do 200 more on the flex. Then
That
we're gonna
yes, it
do
happens.
yes on the flex. Josh Allen is
He
flexing
likes
for
to do that,
sure.
doesn't he?
That's
Yeah.
kind of in his thing. He kind of took that over. Remember when Colin Kaepernick was doing like the flex thing? That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He had those awesome tattoos, and it just looked awesome when he would
Yeah.
do it. Uh, and then overreactions. Yeah, we'll go 100 on overreactions, and then we're gonna do a 100 parlay of. We're gonna parlay beers, overreactions, flexing, and the Lions for another 100.
Okay. So,
So we're
wait,
saying
beers, overreactions,
Yeah. We're gonna put all
and
those together.
flexing.
Yeah,
on
and
a
flexing.
separate
We're
parlay
gonna do a
here.
little four-way
Yeah.
parlay there.
So you're saying that he says not an overreaction to more than two and a half of them.
Not an overreaction to more than 2.5. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'll go back and tally some up to see how many were what. And I started to feel like I was having a stroke because I was just like clicking through the YouTube
Oh
time
my
code
goodness.
things.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know
Sorry.
what? It seems like he wants it to call it an overreaction so badly every time.
Yes.
Like it's
Yeah.
his goal to find out why you're overreacting.
He usually just laughs. The best ones are when he's like, "No, you're an idiot. Like, let's move on." And I'm like, "Wait,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Let's
Wait,
talk this out. Let's talk
You said
this out. Wait,
something
hear me
so
out."
reasonable. Oh, is the call? I also think that Texas should play Manning. I have never in
Yeah.
my life seen someone look so much better than the starter and it not seem to affect anything that's happening. It's like when it's crazy. It's like yes, I agree with you 100%
His name is literally Ears.
I also am saying that he should enter the transfer portal and maybe Mizzou can throw the bag at him.
Yeah,
So I'm like, just get
look,
this guy for a
Quinn
1 year
Ewers, if you want to
stopgap.
come,
Yes.
look,
Well, this
you want to
week,
transfer to another SEC school? I mean,
Yeah.
look, dude, I don't know.
this week I said he should enter the portal and go play
That's
with
exactly what I was
Belichick.
just watching today, and that he
Yeah,
should enter the
UNC, let's
portal.
go.
And I'm just like, Mizzou needs to get one of these 30-year-old college quarterbacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember when Chris Wenke was just unbelievable and he was like 35
Yes.
years old?
Yeah, won a national title in what,
Yeah,
2000?
and the Heisman, and then all of a sudden he
Yeah.
was like out of the NFL in 2 years because he was 40.
On the cover of NCAA 2002 for
Yeah.
PS2.
Yeah.
All right.
You
Well,
get a
this is
lot
great.
for being
All
an
right,
older
so that's
guy
my
playing college
1,000
ball.
allocated.
I mean, you got-
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about it. Yeah, the only thing, like, I guess I could see Joe Burrow kind of going nuts again. But that game in Cleveland? I guess
It's
should
in
look.
Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati. Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
in
like
Cincinnati.
DTR might muddy this up. You know, they're gonna have to run the ball a lot to kind of keep the ball. Maybe that's like a 24-13 game or something.
It really, I talked myself in and out of which one of those I thought it would be over and over again. I was like, I guess that means it's probably a solid one to keep.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could obviously see the Lions scoring 40. Like, that game could definitely be 40-14
Yeah.
against the Bears. Like,
To the point where you'd be like, Dan Campbell's game plan is to get the new backup running back reps.
Yeah.
And so he's like, we're going to get ahead by
But who-
so much.
Well, no,
Who is
the
that
the,
person, by
I don't
the
even
way?
know who that is.
the backup running back on a Dan Campbell coach football team is an offensive lineman, without
That's
question.
Yes,
true. It's
that's
Penny
true.
Sewell is their
That's true.
backup running back.
That's true. Here's the thing. This is how bad the Bears are. That dude who came in at fullback, that lineman, it was obvious that no one had ever told him, yo, you have to declare. Like,
Yeah.
he just walked right into the huddle like, yep, I'm the fullback, guys. Yes, I'm wearing 68. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then they scored. And then you could see the referee just standing there like, is this dude going to come up to me and tell me that he's eligible?
Right.
I'm going to give you to the last second, bro, to turn around and do this thing. Nope. Didn't do it.
Didn't do it at
And that's
all.
just coaching.
Yeah.
To tell the guy that he has to declare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's like Michael Scott declaring bankruptcy. He thought he could just walk into the huddle and just be like, I declare.
Yes.
And then just go play.
Now,
Chris, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, last thing we got to ask you before we let you go. Is there anyone that you would like to put the challenge at, that you think that your fake winnings will beat? You'll be able to beat someone else with the fake winnings that you earned today.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? I'm going to keep this in the Eisen Show family. I'm going to challenge TJ Jefferson, who's on the air with us. I think that he's not. See, here's the thing. He's not a big gambler, but I feel like he would kind of revel in the absurdity of what you guys are throwing out there, which is awesome.
Historically, Cowboys fans do good at this.
Oh,
I think it's because
they can
they're
actually
sad.
win at something. Yeah, they can actually taste victory in some capacity.
I think it's because they're not focused at all on any team, and they're just sort of over it.
He's so resigned to the fact. It's kind of funny. He is one of the more realistic Cowboys fans I've come across. You know, he predicted the blowout loss to the Packers in the playoffs last year. Like he knew the all-in was complete bullshit. Like he's just been on top of it. He's actually and the sad part is he's a Clipper fan too. And and he likes the Sixers.
At least he can go to the wall.
He's used to epic disappointment, although he does like the Mets, so he's been kind of riding high on the Juan Soto stuff.
Yeah, his internet search history is just like Pain Pig, Reddit. It's just the dude just loves to be hurt.
He just loves pain, so I feel like he'd have a good time doing this.
Wow.
All right, so I'm calling out TJ Jefferson.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much.
TJ Jefferson, you have been challenged.
Yes.
Chris, other than
awesome.
Obviously Rich Eisen Show, heard weekday at Chris Brockman on Twitter, Brock Shady on Instagram. Anything else we can push out to where we can see your lovely face more often?
No. Just if you're listening, if you're one of those broke billionaires out there, just put some money aside in your college's collective for my son Cage in 14 years.
That's why he's fighting the good fight for the billionaires.
That's right. I'm fighting the good fight so my son can get a free education and a few $1 million in NIL money in like a decade.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, guys. This was awesome. Very fun.
Another big, massive shout out to Chris for being here. I loved it. It really is like one of the only sports media things I watch, so it's fun.
They do. He does tremendous work. And if you ever watch a sports talk radio show or a podcast, and you're like, man, that is a really good show. The host is amazing. It's because he has good producers. I'm just gonna peel back.
Right,
the
there's
curtain.
a lot of people that can just sort of talk, but it is really like good producers and good Richters. Like like the co-hosts and the second host and the third host.
Yeah.
And this is what it becomes, is like, it's just a good familial energy, and that's what you tune in for. And you get excited because everyone has a different dynamic. And it's like watching sitcom characters talk about the thing you like.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, and like, especially with like Chris, he's essentially a character in the Rich Eisen world. Yeah. And the more you listen, the more you get to know him, the more you get to know everyone in that world. Like TJ, he's a Cowboys fan. Like you get to understand like the ins and outs of these guys.
Yeah. And TJ is more of like the sniper who chimes in, like, it's mostly Rich talking and then Chris reacting, and then sometimes Rich reacting to Chris, and then TJ will just be like, pew, pew, pew. You know what I mean? Like he's Chris, kind of from the top rope a lot of the times. Right. And that's a very funny third person to have. And it's really what makes like once that dynamic is good, that's the best thing, which is why Austin needs to move back to Southern California so we can do it.
Oh, man.
I saw a place for rent.
For as much as I love producing sports talk radio, well, actually, you are hitting me at the right time because it is becoming winter in Chicago. So, maybe I'll consider it.
I hear you. Today I played tennis in shorts and a T-shirt.
I hate you so much. I hate you. Let's get to our bets.
My air conditioning is on right now because my windows are shut. Let's get to where our bets are.
And you're a Chiefs fan. Shut up. Just shut up. Everything
you talking about the people from the Hallmark original movie?
Have you watched it yet?
I'm gonna try and do a watch party for Never Seen It, and I think I'm gonna rewrite it first for an episode of the podcast.
I think it's fantastic.
He's gonna be visited by the plot I have right now is he's visited by Javon Belcher's ghost during the night.
Oh my gosh! Which anyone who's either new to this podcast or knows of this podcast but doesn't know Kyle from anything else, you need to check out his other podcast, Never Seen It. Comedians rewrite movies.
In their scene. We
that
just
they've
had
never seen,
Adam
and it's
Conover on, who just rewrote Stranger Things. It was very fun.
oh, it's fantastic. It's such a great concept because how many times do we fake it when like there's like everyone's got that movie. Like for me, I've never seen The Godfather.
Me neither.
Like people have never seen Star Wars. It's like there's those
Yeah, but
everyone has that
Godfather,
movie.
like offer you can't refuse and this and so you could
Yeah.
like fake your way through a conversation at a party about it.
Yeah.
Let's get to the bets.
Okay.
I'm putting $200 on the over of 1.5 teams winning by the amount of wins they have. I just love that fucking bet.
That is such a good bet. And that's the second time we busted out this year because and
And
like
it's
the
good
weeks.
a few weeks in, and it's good with a
Yeah.
few weeks left.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm going $150 on the Bengals scoring more than the margin of victory for the Lions.
Okay.
I don't know. The Bears only lost to them by 3 like 3 weeks ago.
That's the thing. The Bears, although the last
Division
like three
games. I
games
don't division
they've been
game
bad.
blowouts rarely happen.
Yeah, aside from Monday night this past week. But no, but you're right. Like the Bears like oddly play everyone tough. But however, I feel like the wind was taken out of their sails once Eberflus was, they're the one team that didn't get the interim coach bump.
Well,
And
the good part
it's
about of any team to have the wind taken out of the sails, one in Chicago can just find some more.
there. That's true. It is. They do call it the Windy
This
City.
part,
But
that's
I
the way the Bears are playing. They're gonna start calling it the Lose D City
I know you
eventually,
again. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
or it'll be WHEN.
Yeah. The Wendy City.
Yeah, is it because their cheeseburgers are square? All right, so the next one that we're gonna, the next one I'm putting $150 on someone flexing as well. Josh Allen calls his number more than Jalen Hurts, and everyone gives Jalen Hurts shit for it.
Uh-huh.
Both Saquon Barkley and what's his name, James Cook, should have like 9 more touchdowns this year than they have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saquon Barkley
Yeah.
should have legitimately a Priest Holmes season happening right now, or
Isn't
like a
Josh
LaDainian
Allen
Tomlinson season. He's not.
and Chris made a great point that Josh Allen loves the flex. Like he's
He
almost
loves the
commandeered
flex.
it, just the way Kaepernick used to flex after like that
Yeah.
was his celebration.
Well, I mean, his
I
fiance
isn't
is a superhero. He might as well try and be one too.
yeah, that's true. And isn't he actually even flexing on his Madden cover when he's
I
like
think
sitting in the
so.
stands? I think he is.
Yeah, the
I'm
one
gonna
arm
fact
sort of
check
like
that.
thing. So I'm putting 150 to the flex. I'm not going to bet on the quarterbacks number two either. I think Mahomes is going to play and leave at
Oh
the
no.
end.
No, he technically is flexing. It's just a lower flex.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, but
like
if
a
I would call that a flex. It's not like just you're physically doing the thing.
so it doesn't have to be above
It
shoulder
doesn't have to be a
flex.
bicep flex, but it like
Okay.
you know what I mean. A professional wrestler move. It's a know it when you see it.
Yeah.
All they have to do is make a
Yeah.
football move.
If they make the logo for like film festivals, right? Like
The
the
laurels.
film festival awards. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. These would be the laurels, Ed Hardy, and then we have. I'm putting $100 on the college kid scoring first. I just think whatever team gets it is going to score immediately. I don't know why. It, I don't know why. I don't know anything about Penn State or SMU. I don't care. The college football playoff, we talked about it last time. I'm Everyone complains about it no matter what.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And
I'm
four
so- I'm
teams complain,
oddly
BCS complain, 8 teams complain, 12 teams complain. Well, then you
Oh
know
yeah.
what? Maybe they should play beforehand. Oh, they do a bunch of times? Great. And then my last one, I'm putting $200 on the beers as well. I'm going to lock in. I locked in the overreaction reactions Monday topics because here's why I locked it in. I think Chris is gonna fix it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, "Hey, Rich, overreaction or not, Josh Allen has a helmet," and Rich will
Jo-
be like, "That's not an overreaction." I'll be like, "Boom, there's one."
Overreaction or not, Patrick Mahomes looks normal in a helmet.
That is an overreaction.
Yeah, that's
because he does not, and his helmet's weird, and it broke last year in the middle of a play.
People forget, and yeah,
Where's that?
it's just
That
it
should have been
doesn't.
your Madden cover.
It feels like it sits like pointing forward. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, it's because he has all those air sacs to catch flies.
And he's carrying all of his family's baggage inside of his helmet too. I think.
The helmet is so Jim Henson's hand can go up into the head.
The Great Gazoo's like, dude, do you really need that big of a helmet?
So that's my money there. What are you working with?
I am going. I'm going to work from top to bottom as I have it listed on my sheet here, which helps nobody. I'm going to go $100 on the over for backups. For the QB number two bet, I'm going to go over, I think over 2.5 of those guys make an appearance.
I mean,
Obviously,
on paper,
Mason.
it could be QB number two, but it's TOO. There's other things we could
It's
do with this.
Yeah, there is. The Mason Rudolph is technically the starter as announced already. Patrick Mahomes has not been announced one way or the other.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston has not been announced one way or the other. But we're going, as of right now, we're assuming Patrick Mahomes is starting, Jameis Winston is starting, and we're assuming Kirk
Right.
Cousins
I
is
think
starting.
that even if I didn't bet on this one, but even if Mahomes starts, I think there's a way that they get up seven. They're up 17 in the fourth quarter, and Wentz plays
Yeah,
a
no, and
drive or two.
that's a
I
fantastic
think
point
that
too.
there's the Chiefs' backup quarterback was the MVP favorite in week 6 or week 14 of a season once.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's
I
that's crazy.
And the important thing here though is they do have to throw at least one pass. They have
Oh, well,
to get
Andy
their
Reid
name
hasn't
onto
ran the
the
ball
box
twice in a row in
score.
7 years. Even when
Yeah,
they're
Andy
they're
Reid's
ahead and
like,
their quarterback is limping and they have two fresh running backs. He's like, let's boot Mahomes out towards
yeah.
Myles Garrett.
For a guy who has perfect attendance to like the owners' meetings every year, you'd think that he would know the rules that you are allowed to run on multiple
Yeah.
downs.
Well, I don't think anyone's told Andy he's allowed to run.
He doesn't like the
He
word
knows the
run.
three things: punt,
He
pass, and kick.
he doesn't like the action of running or just even saying
Um,
it.
all right, what else
Um,
you got?
my next bet, I'm going $200 on college kids scoring. Nothing like betting on some college kids and a whiteout in Happy Valley on a bet about scoring. Come on, let's
Yeah.
go. Um, I am also going $200 on beers. My buddy Kyle. I won the steps bet with him in
Yeah.
a
I'm
couple of
picturing you
weeks back.
showing up to this place when it's close, just to try and get the over
Well,
here.
if it's an open bar, you bet your ass I'm showing up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you don't know me, guys? I was your friend in
I'm the
college, and I'm here
kid.
to. All you have to do is bring a gift for the one year
You could
old. That's
bring any
all.
kid.
Yeah, seriously. And I've got two of them, so I've got
Yeah.
two to expense. And then I'm going $100 on the Lions. I think the Lions beat the Bears by more than the Bengals score. Lions are just really good, and the Bears, their wind has been
hmm
sucked out of their
hmm
sails.
hmm
Well, yeah, we already been over this. The Bills, the Patriots. I'm going yes on the flexing. I'm gonna put $300 on that. And oh man, I'm really tempted to make that my lock. Yeah, I'm making that my lock.
The flex for 300 locking?
I just like Raven Simoned me. Like my brain went like I looked ahead to the future, and
Yeah.
yeah, I saw Josh Allen doing one of these.
Right. Or like one of these when he runs one in type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And if he doesn't, I'm gonna rue the day.
Yeah.
I'm also going $100 on yes, that a team does win by the amount of wins that they have.
We have over unders 1.5.
Over under. Oh yeah, sorry. Over. Oh damn, one and a
Because
half.
this
I
hit
damn
two
it.
last time, and then every other game was like within one or two.
You know what? I think some teams are going for their 10th win and stuff. So I'll go over. I'll go
It's
over.
crazy because there's always teams who are about to get 6, 7,
Hmm.
9, or 10 wins. And
Yeah.
that's what most games end under.
Well, and
And
when
then,
the Titans win by 4, that will count too. So
yeah, sure. I don't know why that's,
I,
I've never said any words like that in my entire life.
you were just so like, yeah, okay.
Oh,
So the most dismissive Kyle has ever been. And that's all. That should all be all my $1,000 put forth. So,
great.
um, guys, if you are here because of Chris, first of all, thank you for checking out this podcast. Really dumb. We look for the most unique way to break down the NFL, and I feel like we have
Right. Why
found
not talk
it.
about it in a way that's not the way everyone else talks about it and have fun doing it that whole time?
Yeah, and we have a lot of fun. We get a lot of great guests every single week. If you just scroll down our previous episodes, you'll see that. And if you want to follow along with all of the action going on, like with the leaderboard and everything, the clips each week at Korked Bats is your place to find it. It's Korked spelled with a K, KORKEDBATS.
Yeah.
Kyle is at Kyle Ayers, very funny comedian. I'm Austin Huff at Austin Huff. I host some radio in Chicago. But Kyle, do you got anything for the road?
Everybody, take it easy this weekend. Hope you're not having to go to a mall wherever you're at. And I hope everyone has a happy holidays. We'll be back a couple days earlier next week because there's games on Wednesday.
I feel like a mall nowadays is like a place you would go for like some peace and quiet.
Yeah, but everyone's still back in them for shopping last minute because shipping takes a normal amount of time again. We had that brief moment where shipping took an hour, where
Yeah,
like Jeff
that's
Bezos
true.
would bring you a chair.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
now it's
yeah.
like, oh, and now it's back. It's not unreasonable. It's that you shouldn't expect stuff immediately. Malls are crazy now. Everyone take it easy. Remember, it's gonna be January 2nd before you know it.
Yeah,
Relax. We'll see you early next week.
yeah. Thank you guys for following. Good luck on your bets. Love you.